Good morning, friends. In previous lecture, we discussed about finite state machine and VHDL modeling of finite state machines. We have also seen there are two types of machines like Moore machine and Millet machine. We also drawn the state diagram by using the Moore and Millet machine, and we have implemented the various state machines using Moore and Millet machine with the help of VHDL language. In today's lecture, we will discuss about most important topic of VHDL language, that is a test bench. Let's understand what is meant by test bench. After writing your VHDL program, to verify the functionality of your VHDL program, you have to write a VHDL code. That code is used to test functionality of your main VHDL code, and for that purpose the program written is known as a test bench. Hence, VHDL entity that applies stimuli to the design under test and verifies the expected outcomes, and that result. हा वृषाली. हा. काही नाही झालं ऍक्च्युली ना, तुझा पासपोर्ट साईज फोटो पाहिजे होता मला याच्यासाठी, काय म्हणतं प्लेसमेंटच्या रेकॉर्डसाठी. तर मग मी याच्यावरनं ERP वरनं घेतला मग तो. ठीक आहे, चालेल. मग अर्जंट पाहिजे होता ना, म्हणून तुला कॉल केला. चालेल, ओके. The result can be viewed in a waveform window or returned to a file. Hence, this test bench is written in the VHDL code. It is not restricted to a single simulation tool. And same test bench, it can be easily adapted to test different implementation, like for different architecture of the same design. Hence, VHDL entity that applies a stimuli to the design under test and which verifies the expected outcome is known as a test bench. Hence, test bench is very useful to check and verify whether the designer had written or has written the correct program. And result of this test bench, it can be viewed in the form of waveform window, or it can be written into a file. This test bench is not restricted for a single simulation tool, means we can use the same test bench for multiple tools like Xilinx ISE, Altera Cortex, different platforms like Actel or Logic, different vendors. This is the process of test bench generation and how the observed output or expected outcomes are generated. Here in this process, the one is the process of generating the stimuli, and these stimuli are generated by using this test bench code, and then they are applied to the design under test, means the main code which functionality is going to be check or verify is nothing but the DUT unit, and the expected outcomes are observed. We are going to obtain the observed outputs, and that observed outputs are compared with the expected outcomes, and then it will decide whether the given or written program is correct, or if there are any error present in the main code. Let's see what are the possible sources of expected results which are useful for the comparison. Means how we can compare the observed output or generated output at the end of test bench process, and how they are compared with the expected outcomes. For that purpose, we will first of all apply the representative inputs, means the sample inputs, you can say. That inputs are applied to our VHDL design. At the same time, some manual calculations, or so you can use some reference software implementation to obtain the expected results. means same code or for same input, what type of expected outcome is generated by means of alternative means. You can use some manual calculations. What is the expected outcome of that main code is. You can use also another software like C, Java or MATLAB codes to generate the expected outcomes. And finally, the what is output of test bench is compared with these expected results, and if there are any error, then you can rectify that error by going to change the part or piece of the code in the main VHDL program. Here, same test bench we can use to test multiple implementation of circuit. Means same only one test bench can be used for the design entity, and for that design entity you can use any type of architecture. Means whether you have written the program by using the behavioral modeling, data flow modeling, structural modeling, mix modeling, and either switch level modeling, the same test bench can be used to check the functionality of your main code. There are no restrictions in what way you are going to explain your functionality of the design by using different styles of modeling or architecture modeling. Let's see the test bench anatomy. Means now we will discuss how to write a test bench. What is the syntax? What is the what statements or what is the change while writing the test bench if we compare with the main code. Test bench start with the entity statement. Entity my underscore entity underscore tb is here. My underscore entity underscore tb, it is a test bench name. After that you have to end the test bench, because test bench has no ports. Remember the point, every test bench entity has a no ports, means there is no need to declare the ports. Means after writing the entity syntax, end that entity without writing the ports. Hence end with name of the entity my underscore entity underscore tb, semicolon. After that write the architecture name of that architecture of name of the entity is. Here we have written the name of architecture is behavior of, and name of the entity is tb. Then you have to declare the local signals and constant which are used inside your test bench. After that, what units you are going to test, means what the program which you are going to test, it is declared as a component. Means all the design under the test component declarations are declared as a component here. Okay, it is also known as design under test. Hence you have to declare that design as a design under test, and it is declared as a component. Hence component, its component name is test comp. This is a test comp is our main code. Component test comp port, here you have to declare the all ports of your main code. Then end of the component. After that begin, here you have to instantiate that component. This is very important part. After declaring this your main code as a component, then you have to instantiate the component, means make connections for input and outputs. Then writing with begin, dut is a label, colon, test comp port map, and in port map you have to instantiate your components, means connect your inputs and output, and also initialize that components. After completing this test mapping, write the process, and inside the process you have to write your stimuli, input stimuli, means you have to provide for which input vector or which input stimuli you are going to apply, and whatever the values of that input stimuli. Hence test sequence is a label which is optional. Process, inside the process write down your stimuli. Example is, suppose you are going to your design under test has two input A and B, then you have to mention the you have to declare your input stimuli after the process. A is assigned 0 and B is assigned 1, means these are the input you are going to apply to your design under test. After that, end of the process and end of the behavior. In this way you can write a test bench, means test bench has the entity but it has no port. In architecture you have to declare your main code as a component, and after that you have to instantiate your components, and inside the process you have to apply the stimuli along with their initial values. This is the way to write the test bench. Let's see one example. Test bench for XOR gate having the three inputs. Okay, the XOR gate has three input ABC and its output is result. Let's write the test bench for the XOR3. Library IEEE, use IEEE dot standard logic 1164 dot all, entity XOR3 underscore TB is and XOR3 underscore TB semicolon. Architecture behavioral of XOR3 underscore TB is. After that, write down component declaration of the tested unit. Means here we have to declare XOR3 as a component because XOR3 main code for the XOR3 we have already written. Here declare this as a component. Component XOR3 port. Now here you have to declare the ports of your main code. A colon in standard logic, B colon in standard logic, C colon in standard logic semicolon, and output is result colon out standard logic. Complete the bracket semicolon, end of the component. After that, here you have to declare the signals which are going to map your input and output ports. Means these are the interconnecting signals. Signal test underscore vector colon standard logic vector 2 down to 0. Here we have declared the test vector as a 3-bit signal. Here this is used to provide the input to the every bit of the XOR gate. Then signal test result, it is used to connect with the output result. It is of the type standard logic. After that, begin. Here we have to provide the port mapping. Begin label UUT, that is optional. XOR3 port map. Inside the bracket, right at the left hand side, you have to write the input and output of the XOR3, that is ABC, and at the right hand side you have to mention the signals where they are going to connect. Hence A is connected to test vector of 2, B is connected to test vector of 1, and C is connected to test vector. Because we are going to connect test vector to the inputs, every bit of the test vectors are connected to the input A, B, C. Hence test vector 2 is connected to A, test vector 1 connected to B, test vector 0 connected to C. Result is connected to the test result. After that, process begin. Here we have to mention all test vector. For that we are going to test our XOR gate. Here, as XOR gate is a 3-bit input, we will consider the combination from 000 to 111. Hence, write down test vector is assigned 000. After writing the test vector or every combination of test vector, wait for some delay, means provide some delay by using the wait statement. Wait for 10 nanosecond or 20 nanosecond, you will consider. Hence, wait for 10 nanosecond. After that, test vector is assigned 001. Again, wait for 10 nanosecond. In this way, we will continue up to the last combination. Test vector is 111. Wait for 10 nanosecond. In this way, you can provide or apply the stimuli of every combination, or whatever the combination you have to verify for your test bench. Then end of the process, end of the behavioral. In this way, we can write the test bench for XOR3. VHDL design style. Here, in VHDL design style, as we have seen, there are three main VHDL design style: data flow, structural, and behavioral. Here, most probably test benches are appear in the behavioral coding style, because here the sequential statement, behavioral coding style uses the sequential statement, and test benches appear in the behavioral coding style. Now let's see how to declare or write process without sensitivity list and its use in the test benches. Means what is the importance of process statement inside the test benches. Let's see a process. What is the process? It is a sequence of instruction that is referred as a sequential statement. Already we declare the process in concurrent statement also, because process is itself a concurrent statement, but whatever the statements are written or declared inside the process are sequential statement. Let's see what is the importance of process. In previous example, we have written the process. Inside the process, after begin statement, we have to we have to write all the test vectors along with their values. And after writing the every test vector, we have to mention the delay, means provide some times. A process can be given a unique name using the optional label. Now, how to write a process? That every process we can provide a label, and that label is optional. Then after label we have to write the process keyword. Then begin keyword we have to write, which indicate the start of this process. And all the statements which are executed sequentially, we have to write the all sequential statement in a sequential order. And that order of statement is very important because they are executing one by one. And finally we have to end that process with the keyword end process. This is the way to write a process, and process plays very important role because we are going to apply stimuli one by one to the design under test. Now, what is the execution of statement? How they are going to be executed? The execution of statement in the process takes place sequentially till the last statement in the process, means one by one. First, it will apply the test vector 0, 0. Then it will wait for 10 nanoseconds so that result can be generated. Then we will apply the second test vector 0, 1. Again, it will wait for 10 nanoseconds for execution. In this way, up to the last test vector. And after execution of the last statement, again control goes to the beginning of the process. Means in this way process continues till the event occur on the input. Hence program control is passed to the first statement after the begin. Now process statement with the wait. What is the importance of wait in this statement? The last statement in the process is a wait instead of wait for 10 nanoseconds. Okay, this is also important. Why we are going to write the last statement as a wait only? This will cause process to suspend indefinitely when the wait statement is executed. Means this form wait can be used in the process when including the test bench all the possible combinations of the input have been tested or non-periodical signal has to be generated. Means when all the possible combinations to check or verify the functionality are applied through the stimuli, and then no one possible combination is remaining, at that time you can write a wait to suspend that process. And this is the importance of last wait statement. His last wait statement is very important to suspend that process. Now how the outputs are generated when wait for and wait statement. You can see here when wait for statement we are going to use at the last, waveform will keep repeating itself. Means after generating the result 0, 1, 2, 3, again it will start from the first 0, 1, 2, 3. Means process is continuously in a loop. Means once process is completed, again it will start at the beginning, execution goes to the beginning of the process, again it will perform the operations, again it will apply the stimuli generating the results. But instead of wait for, if you use the wait, waveform will keep its state after the last wait instant. Means last state, last output is going to be continued till next operation or next process happens. Now how to specify the timing in this VHDL test bench? Okay, here you can specify the timing by using the different units like nanosecond, minutes, microsecond, farad second. Okay, left hand side figure indicates the numerical value. After that some space you have to provide, and after that provide the unit of time. This most commonly used unit of time is nanosecond, which we are using in our test bench. But instead of this you can use microsecond also, farad second also, and sometimes minutes also. Generally we use nanosecond and microsecond. These are the units. Already you are familiar with this. Fs means femtoseconds, picoseconds. Picosecond means 10 raised to minus 12 second, nanosecond 10 raised to minus 9, microsecond 10 raised to minus 6, millisecond 10 raised to minus 3 second, then minute equal to 60 second, hour equal to 3600 second. Let's see some simple test benches. How to generating selected values of one input only. Here this is the example where we are generating the selected values for one input. Here signal test vector colon standard logic vector 2 down to 0 begin. After that declaration statement, then process begin. We have provided all the test vector 000, wait for 10 nanosecond, test vector 001, Means for every combination of test vector we are going to provide it here from 0 0 0 to 1 0 0. Hence it generates the selected values of one input at a time. But instead of this, if you have to generate the all values of one input, then you have to provide the initial values of test vector. Test vector is assigned standard logic vector 3 down to 0 colon equal to 0 0 0 begin. Then after that, inside the process you have to wait for first of all 10 nanosecond. Then test vector is assigned test vector plus 1, means every time that value is incremented by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to the 16, because it has a it is a 4-bit signal and it has combination 0 to 16, means 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 to 1 1 1 1, that is a total 16 combination. Means in this way you can generate the values from one input. You can generate the all values from one input, or you can generate the one value from one input at a time. It depends on you how you can mention or write your test bench code. And this is all about the test bench. And the role of test bench is to verify the functionality of your main code by applying the stimuli, generating the result, and comparing that result with expected outcome to see whether any error occurs in the main code or whether it will generate the expected outcome or not.